Wow guys, I'm really excited because I got a phone call earlier in the week from an old friend of mine, somebody I used to, go over to his place back in 1989 and play video games. He was actually the one kid in the neighborhood that would actually get a lot of really cool stuff before everybody else. So all the neighborhood kids would head on over there to the basement and play on all this, all the cool stuff that they actually bought at the time. Now, what's really amazing is he phoned me up and he's got married, he's got a kid on the way, so his life's quite busy. And he's just kind of going through his old stuff, and he phones me up and says, yeah, I found an old box of all my old video game stuff. Do you want it? Because he knows I kind of do a show on video games. And of course I say yes. And so today I'm going to do a bit of an unboxing, but what's going to be really interesting is I used to play on all this stuff back '89. This is like 20 years ago. It's quite something else. So it's going to be a bit of a trip, going down memory lane for myself, seeing some of this. So it's going to be really cool. Okay, first the box. Oh my God. One thing I don't know if you can see here, it says Sega here. So always off to a good start. So a lot of people do unboxing videos, but how many people can say that they're doing an unboxing of stuff that they played 20 years ago? That actually, will mean something to a person. This is quite nostalgic for me. So this is going to be interesting. Here we go. Oh my God. Wow. Holy cow. This is going to be something else. So, okay, wow. This is a lot of stuff in here. Okay, I'll just start taking out some of the stuff here. Obviously a Sega Genesis controller, power supply and another controller. Let's just get that stuff out of the way. Obviously the old RF cables, another AC adapter. Wow. Here we go. I like it. Wow, look at this, jeez. The old Genesis we used to play on with a power-based converter, which would allow you to play Master System games on this, and the old Sega Model 1 CD. Wow. On the bottom loader. I don't have one of these. This is very, very cool. So it's funny, this machine I actually played 20 years ago, quite literally. So that's amazing into itself, and I'll have to turn this all on and make sure it all works. It's all mint. I can't, wow, there's not a scratch in anything. It's really something else. Now, if I was just getting the machine, I'd be quite happy, but there's a lot of other stuff in here. Wow. It's so weird seeing some of this stuff. And this is stuff he must have gotten after me, but here is a mint, wow, and I mean mint copy of Lunar, the Silver Star Story. Now, I know this isn't too rare on eBay, you can easily find it and all that, but I'm just amazed how good condition this is. Wow, really nice. And I actually didn't play this at his house back then. I think he probably got this after we stopped hanging out at that point. But yeah, I got my copy of Lunar up on the shelf here, but hey, fantastic to have another copy. And another Sega CD here, just got a bit of a scratch on the cover. Echo the Dolphin, great classic Sega CD game. I have this as well, but hey, another copy, I'll take it. I didn't play any of the Sega CD stuff at his house. I didn't do any of that. We got Dragon's Lair happening here. That's pretty cool. And what else? Now, here's where we get to the meat and potatoes. These are the games that I did play back then. Oh my God, I'm so happy to have some of this. This is fantastic. This old shooter here, Truckston. Oh my God, I remember playing this at his place and it was just so awesome. It was like one of the first shooters released on the Genesis at the time, and it was like, wow, I remember we'd all sit and wait in turn to actually, get a shot to play Truckston. And it's funny to look back on it, Truckston isn't really an amazing shooter, but at the time it came out and being the first in the Genesis library, it was quite amazing. That's great. Now, I did an entire video on Ghouls and Ghosts, but the original place that I played it, and this is the original copy that I played, right here in my hands, the original copy of Ghouls and Ghosts that I played when I was 20 years ago. This is cool. Wow. I have a copy myself, but this means a lot more to me. That's great. Forgotten Worlds. I remember we were blown away by the the cinemas of this game, and an old Capcom game was one of the first for the Genesis as well. Actually, most of these are actually a lot of first generation titles for the Genesis. This is great. I love Forgotten Worlds. It was a classic game. And actually, I don't have any of it. This is kind of cool. Just to have the original Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I actually don't have copies of these, so that's pretty good. I'll take them. Oh God, this is great. People knock the game, people say a lot of stuff about it, but Altered Beast, when this first came out in the Genesis, this was the game that you could show to your friends and say, look, I got the arcade experience at home, which was a huge deal at the time. I remember the first time I saw Altered Beast as well. It was in Hawaii, and I walked into this arcade back in the heydays of when the arcades were just gangbusters, and I walked in there and there was Altered Beast on this huge monitor and people were playing it, and I was totally impressed. I was like, wow, and to be able to play it at home back then, this was the first place I ever played it, was at my friend's place down the street. Hey, here we go. Copy of Earthworm Jim, a later release, but a very good release. And the Ultimate Team, Battletoads, and Double Dragon. I never really played this, but now I can actually give it a shot. I'll try this out. Well, I didn't know they picked up any Mega Drive games, but they actually picked up this, which is a fantastic game. You guys know how much I love this. Streets of Rage 2, Bare Knuckle 2, the Japanese Mega Drive version. Very cool. I didn't know he picked up that back then. Just some more Sega CD games here. Oh, jeez, this is great. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. That's funny. Yeah. Oh my God. I'll pop that in for nostalgia's sake later on, just to see that. And Soul Feast. That's kind of cool. Can you see that there? There's a shooter. Wow, all this stuff is in mint condition. It's good. And in a way, I'm saving the best to last. Wow. This takes the cake, man. I love the Sega Master System. Alien Syndrome. I actually played this at a friend's place before I played this copy. My buddy's place down the road, but wow, I love this game. I remember playing it at the time, and it was like playing Alien 1 at home on your Sega Master System. Very cool. Love it, love it, love it. Wonder Boy 3 Dragon's Trap. I love the Wonder Boy series. Fantastic. Oh, I remember playing this on the Power Base Converter too. Like, I have so many memories of that. Such a great game, really great game. And a true classic game right here, Fantasy Zone. The amount of hours we spent playing this game, it was just so colorful and wonderful and really amazing. And a lot of people don't know this, but Fantasy Zone was a huge #1 hit arcade game in Japan. It was a this game was like ported to every system, but it was a huge, had a huge following over there. PC Engine versions, NES versions, it was everywhere. I'm saving the best to last, obviously. This is the game that really made a super impact on my life nearly 20 years ago. And this is the original copy that I played back then. It's amazing that he still had it, and it's amazing that I come to own it now. It's wonderful. It is Ys, The Vanished Omens on the Master System. What's amazing, I think I said in another review, I actually used to think it said Wise, YS. I call it Wise for years, the Books of Wise, but obviously I was corrected later on in my life. But yeah, this is the game that introduced me to Ys. I didn't know it before this game, and I was blown away. I finished it back then, and I loved it. And then the Turbo Graphics was released in the CD add-on, and I found out there was an enhanced version of this game that I loved coming up with that, and I just went crazy after that for video games. I went totally nuts. And yeah, I gotta say, I owe a lot to all the experiences I've had playing at my friend's place down the road back in the day. I have so many memories playing all of these games, and then a lot more than this. Obviously with Phantasy Star, I played there the first time. Miracle Warriors, Govelius, a lot of great games, and wonderful. I gotta say thank you, James, for actually giving me this stuff. It has come to a great home, and I of all people really appreciate the nostalgia about it, probably more than anybody. So I just wanted to share it with you guys, some of these old great games I used to play at my friend's place that have come into my possession now. It's wonderful. So guys, thank you very much. Until next time.